Hello, this is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these little eye wash pads for your dog. Now Maximo's fur is white, and when his eyes get a little weepy I have to wash them, and I like to use just these tiny little washcloths. They only measure about 3 inches across, and they make the perfect size little washcloth for just washing their eyes. Now, what we're going to need today to make them is just a small amount of any kind of cotton yarn. It takes a very small amount, and we're going to be stitching today with our H hook. That's a 5.0 millimeter hook. You'll also need a needle for weaving in those ends, and you'll also need a pair of scissors, of course, for clipping yarn. This is a great project to use up some of those leftover scraps of cotton or even worsted weight, because this also makes a great applique. So go gather up your supplies and we'll get started. Alright, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is make our slip knot. And then we're going to chain 3 chains. We're going to place 10 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. This is our first chain and this is our second. So we're going to begin by stitching those 10 single crochets in that second chain. To stitch a single crochet, you put your hook through and you pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. That's 1. Now we need to make 9 more. There's 5, and you may have to push those over just a little to get all 10. I'll move my tail out of the way. Alright, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to do 1 more. And there's 10. We're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet that we stitched to join. Put my hook through, pull up a loop, and then that loop that we pulled up, we're going to pull it right through the loop that's on our hook and chain 1. For row 2, we're going to place 2 single crochets in each of the single crochets that are there. So let's go in that first single crochet and stitch 1 and 2. And we're going from 10 single crochets to 20. Two single crochets in each single crochet around, so that we have a total of 20 single crochets. Now I have had the question of, do I have to use cotton yarn to make this? You don't have to. You can do this in acrylic, and actually if you're going to make it into an applique, you could use any yarn that you wanted to. I prefer the cotton because they do absorb the water, and I don't want any extra water getting into my puppy's eyes. Alright, let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We need to do 4 more single crochets. Okay, there's 18, and we need to do 19 and 20. Alright, so now we've gone from our 10 to 20. we're going to join to that first single crochet like we did before. Pull the loop through and then pull that loop through the loop that's on your hook and chain 1. Now this little round pad can be used just like it is if you want to, but I like to add the little paws, and the reason I like to do that, it looks really cute, but it also gives you a little edge to clean right in the corner of their eyes. And the way we do that is we'll single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to place 3 double crochets in that same stitch. And to stitch a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, go in the stitch, pull up a loop, you'll yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over and go through the second 2 loops. That's a double crochet. And we're going to stitch 2 more in that same single crochet. And now we're going to stitch a single crochet right in that same stitch. And that gives us our first little toe. We'll single crochet in the next stitch, and then we'll do what we did on this one 3 more times. So we'll go to the next single crochet and we'll stitch a single crochet and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then we'll stitch a single crochet right in that same stitch. And then we'll single crochet in the next stitch. So now we have 2 little toes. Alright, so we're going to repeat this 2 more times. Single crochet, 3 double crochets, and single crochet in the same stitch. And then single crochet in the next single crochet. So now I've got 3 toes. All right, one more time. Single crochet, 3 double crochets, and a single crochet. And we're done. So we're just going to put 1 single crochet in the next stitch and then slip stitch in the next stitch, and we'll tie off. There we go. And we'll use our needle to weave those ends in. Now something that happens sometimes, and you'll notice in the center, there's a hole. So we want to close that hole up. So we're going to turn our little washcloth to the back. We're going to thread that yarn on that we started with. And then we're just going to stitch around those stitches that we started with, those first single crochets. There we go. Moving around. And then we'll gently pull on that yarn and it will close that hole right up. Alright, and then we'll just weave that in, going one way, then turning and going back another way. Making sure when you weave in that you go through the yarn and the stitches, not through holes. That one off. And then of course we need to weave in this last little piece. Now these are a fun idea, to give to someone who gets a brand new puppy, especially if it's going to be a small dog. If you want to give them a little gift bag, get them some little puppy wash and a couple of these little pads, and it'd be a great gift. Or make some, of course, for yourself so you can scrub the eyes of your sweet little dog. Now the neat thing about these when you make them in cotton is you can just toss them right in the wash with your towels and they'll come out perfect. So this is our little eye wash washcloth for your dog's eyes.